Welcome all. This is the Java question paper, November 15th, Madras University question paper. Now we are discuss the Part C question paper. First 10 mark. Write a Java program to arrange the input numbers in ascending order. So we have to sort out the numbers in a ascending order. That is a smaller number to greater number we can arrange. So first we have to write the program. First declare the class name and import the header files. So here import the header file util.scanner. Then we have to mention the name of the class. Here ascending order is the name of the class. Then write the main program. So n and temp as the two variable for integer data type. Then we have to use the variable for s as getting an input from the scanner. So now get the size of the array for entering the element. So n is the number of size in the array, that is size of the array, number of elements we have to get in the array. Then mention size, create the size of the array. Here int a of open and closed angle bracket square bracket is used for mentioning, that is declaring a array. So here a is the name of the array and create the size of the array using the n, that is when you enter the size of the element n, then the size will be created depending upon the elements. Then enter each and every element using the for loop. We have to getting the elements. Here for loop is I equals 0 and I is less than or equal less than n I plus plus, so the loop will be executed from 0 to n times. Then we have to get the each element and store it into the a of I. So a of I equal to s dot next int mean the element when which we enter in the command prompt, that should be getted as string elements. So the string will be typecast to integer, that is x dot next int means the string element should be converted into the integer element, then it will be stored to the a of I. Then we have to sort the element using two for loops. One is for I loop, another one is for j loop, for comparing the two elements. Here I loop will be started from 0, j loop will be started from 1 I plus 1. So the loop will be executed up to n times for each j loop and n loop. Then we have to compare the two elements, that is a of I is greater than a of j, that is first element and second element will be compared, which is greater, that should be swapped. If suppose a of I is greater than means it will be moved to a of jth position, then a of jth position will be moved to a of ith position, that is smaller element will be moved first position, the greater element with the first element moved from second position. So we need a temporary variable for swapping the two elements. Then print the elements with the loop with the for loops. So finally we have to get the sorted elements. Here sample input output will be given here. So the size of the array will be 5. So we have to enter 5 elements in the list, that is 4 3 2 6 1 will be entered in the prompt. Then it will be ordered in a ascending order, that is 1 2 3 4 5 will be ordered properly. Next, write a Java program to illustrate the method overloading. Method overloading is a feature that allows a class to have more than one method having the same name, that is the class name and the method name must be same, that should be called as the overloading if that argument lists are different. It is similar to constructor overloading in Java that allows a class to have more than one constructor having different argument list. This is the syntax for the overloading. Class display overloading, this is the name of the class. Then public void disp, this is the method with a single argument, that is character type. Then we have to declare another method with the same name disp with the two arguments, one is character, another one is the integer. So here this disp will be called two times with a different parameter list. This is called the method overloading. So when I are creating object, when I am passing argument a means the argument will be passed to the first method disp character C. The A will be assigned to C. Next, A of A comma 10 will be passed to the second method. Character C get the value of string, num get the value of numeric value, that is integer value. Next, second example, difference in data type of parameter. In this example, method disp is overloaded based on the data type of parameters. We have two methods with the name disp, one with parameter of character type, another method with the parameter of integer type. Here, class display overloading 2 is the name of the class. Public void disp is the first time the method will be declared with the character arguments. Second time the method will be declared with the integer data type. So the method will be same, but the parameter list will be different. This is called the method overloading. 22nd question, develop a simple real life application program to illustrate the use of multithreads. So multithreading in Java is a process of executing two or more threads simultaneously to maximum utilization of CPU. Multi-threaded applications execute two or more threads run concurrently. Hence, it is also known as concurrency in Java. Each thread runs parallel to each other. Multiple threads don't allocate separate memory area, hence they save memory. Also, context switching between threads takes less time. Example of multithreading. Class, thread class demo, extend thread. Class, the thread class demo is the subclass, thread is the superclass. Here we have to declare a number as the integer type, data integer type variable. It is declared as a private variable. So the number variable only known as the known within a class. Second method, that is the thread class demo, is the constructor, because the class name and the method name must be same. The constructor is the public data type, the public access specifier. So it is declared as a integer variable. So number, integer, private integer number is the class variable. Integer number is the argument of the constructor. So this dot number equal to number means this dot number as a private variable can be assigned with the public constructor variable. So void run, this is execution of the thread. So once we have to create a run method, the thread will be executed. So counter equal to 0, num integer equal to 0, that is we have to assign the variable for 0. So print the number till specified number is reached starting from 10. The counter will be counted from 0 to 1. Then the program will be printed, the counter will be incremented. After that the counted variable will be printed. So thread 1 is the object of the thread class. So once we have to create a new variable means the memory will be allocated for the thread 1. 15 will be passed to the constructor. Here 15 will be passed here, that is here the constructor. Number will be assigned to 15. The 15 will be allocated to the private variable. This dot number will be assigned after 15. Then the run method will be called. So the counter will be counted 15 times. After the first thread will be executed, the second thread will be executed 20 times. The thread will be executed simultaneously. So first thread 1 will be started, then thread 2 will be started. Simultaneously both the threads will be executed. So advantages of multi-thread. The user are not blocked because threads are independent and we can perform multiple operations at a time. As such, the threads are independent. The other threads won't get affected if one thread meets an exception. Thread life cycles in Java. This is the life cycle of Java. First state is new state. Second state is the runnable, running state, waiting state, and dead states. This is the cycle of threads. So new, the first state, it start the thread, new thread, runnable, The instance of the thread is invoked with the start method. The thread control is given to the scheduler to finish the execution. It depends upon the scheduler whether to run the thread. Third state is the running state. When the thread starts executing, then the state is changed to running state. The scheduler select one thread from the thread pool and it starts executing in the application. Fourth state is waiting state. This is the state when a thread has to wait. As there are multiple threads are running in the application, there is a need for synchronization between threads. Hence, one thread has to wait till the other threads gets executed. Therefore, the state is referred as waiting state. Last state, dead state. The thread is in running state and as soon as it completed processing, it is dead state. So these all the methods are used for in a threads: start, sleep, get name, set priority for a threads. Yield method also used for in a threads. It calls the current thread and halt and the other threads to execute. 23rd question. Discuss the steps involved in developing and running local applet. Applet is a special type of program that is embedded in the web page to generate the dynamic content. It runs inside the browser and works at a client side. Advantages of applet. There are many advantages of applet. They are as follows. It works at client side, so less response times. Second, secured. It can be executed by browser running under many platforms, including Linux, Windows, Mac OS, etc. Drawbacks of the applet. Plugin is required at client browser to execute the applet. Life cycle of Java applet. Applet is initialized, applet is started, painted, stopped and destroyed. So java.applet class. For creating any applet, java.applet.applet class must be inherited. It provides 4 life cycle methods of applets. First method is initiate method. It is used to initialize the applet. It is invoked only once. Second method is start. So all the methods should be public access specifier. So start method is invoked after the initiate method. Our browser is maximized. It is used to start the applet. Third method is stop method. It is used to stop the applet. It is invoked when applet is stopped or browser is minimized. Fourth method is destroy. It is used to destroy the applet. It is invoked only once. Next header file java.awt.component class. The component class provide one lifecycle method of applet, that is a paint. Paint of graphics G is used to paint the applet. It provides graphics class object that can be used for drawing oval, rectangle, or circle, etc. How to run the applet? There are 2 ways to run an applet: by using HTML file or applet viewer tool. Simple example of applet by HTML file. So this is a coding for applets. So we have to import the two header files. One is the applet, another one is the AWT graphics. So here is the coding to draw a string. Simple message will be printed. The message will be drawed. So welcome as the message. The position will be 150, 150. The x and y position is the 150. So next is the coding of the HTML. So this is the applet code, should be run using the HTML code. So once compiled the Java program using the Java compiler, then we have to run the Java program using the applet viewer. So the applet viewer will be displayed the string as welcome. Next question is the 24th question. Explain about various layout managers in Java with the examples. The layout managers are used to arrange components in a particular manner. Layout manager is an interface that is implemented by all the classes of layout managers. There are following classes that represent the layout manager. One is the border layout, flow layout, grid layout, chord, grid bag layout, box layout, and etc. The border layout is used to arrange the components in 5 regions: north, south, east, west, and center. Each region may contain one component only. It is the default layout of frame or window. The border layout provides 5 constants for each region. Next is the border layout constructors. Border layout, create a border layout but with no gaps between the components. J, border layout. It create a border without the border layout with the given horizontal and vertical gaps between the components. So this is the example program for creating a border layout. The north, south, east, west and the center layout will be created. So 10 mark is over.